I am Lydia Black, and I will be doing Illustrated Oratory. Is everyone ready? Something cold and slimy wraps around my neck and body. I hear a loud hissing noise as the rope-like thing coils tighter. The menacing hiss grows louder and louder still. I know it is only a matter of time before we'll be eaten alive. That was just one of the many scenarios my wild imagination created when my older brother Andrew announced that one of his biggest dreams was coming true. Unfortunately, his dream was also my nightmare. Andrew had been offered a new pet for free, and after some intense family debate and punches of full responsibility, Andrew somehow managed to convince Mom and Dad to agree. A few days later, my big brother brought home a snake. Maybe you, like me, have some fears about snakes, whether rational or not. I hope my topic today won't cause any serpentine shivers up your spine, but instead will rattle out some myths and tighten your understanding without constricting your patience. Okay, enough snake jokes. I'll get serious now. Today, I'd like to talk about some of the common misunderstandings many people have about snakes. We'll also talk about snake safety and what to do if something bad happens, such as a snake bite. And unless otherwise noted, my information for this speech comes from the book Snake Secrets, written and illustrated by J.M. Rover. Hey Lydia, I need your help cleaning out Sylvia's tank. I knew right then and there that my life was about to be over. I'd heard that snakes will attack for no reason, and I was certain this animal was a vicious enemy. Many people believe that snakes are aggressive, lying in wait to attack people unawares. This idea is seen in common idioms such as, he's a sneaky snake, and I even found this newly developed phone app called Angry Anaconda Life Simulator. But the idea of constantly angry snakes is not true. For the vast majority of snakes, humans are not a potential source of food. However, they are a potential threat. After all, nobody likes to be stepped on. The majority of snakes just want to be left alone, and they will only become aggressive if they feel trapped, surprised, or provoked. As he lifted the lid off the tank, I thought in a cruelly positive way that at least Sylvia wasn't a baby. I'd heard that a baby's venom was more potent and thus more dangerous than an adult's. There's a prophecy in Isaiah 11:6, which states, "The infant will play near the cobra's den, and the young child will put its hand in the viper's nest. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain." So, are baby snakes more venomous and thus more dangerous than adults? Well, yes and no. According to Jim Harrison, director of the Kentucky Reptile Zoo, he states that, quote, "Yes, the venom of baby snakes is different from that of fully grown ones. They hunt different prey and thus need different chemical constructs in their venom. But baby snakes have just as much control over whether they release their venom when they bite as adults do, and they don't always release it when they strike, especially if what they're biting is not food." As he talked soothingly to the snake, I looked away. Since I was certain this was the end, I at least wanted the chance to see my life flash before my eyes. I'd heard so much about that kind of thing. I didn't want the snake to ruin my chances with hypnosis. Our next piece of snake info talks about the hypnotic effect of a slaying snake. Many people believe that snakes can stare deeply into the eyes of its victim, paralyzing them with fear and tricking them into submission. Yeah, not so much. This one really is just traditional legend, probably stemming from the fact that snakes have clear scales over their eyes, making it where they don't need to blink. So Kaa in the Jungle Book was very funny, but not very realistic. So we've learned that snakes play much more defense than offense, that they cannot hypnotize you, and that size isn't really a big factor as to whether they're dangerous or not. How many snakes are dangerous anyway? I'm thinking you'd be surprised when the percentage of snakes that actually pose a threat to humans. There are about 3,000 species of snakes identified by modern science, 600 of which are venomous, and 200 are considered medically important. There are 4 types of venomous snakes in North America. They are as follows: rattlesnake, cottonmouth moccasin, copperhead, and coral snake. Here's a map of the U.S. showing in which areas they are more concentrated. As you may be able to tell, the southern, warmer climates have a much higher concentration of venomous critters than the northern, colder climates. If you're in areas where venomous snakes are known to live, here are a few tips for helping you avoid a risky encounter with a snake. First, think about where snakes like to hide. Tall grass, the bases of logs, or craggy rocks are prime territory. If you're hiking, pay attention to your feet. Step onto rocks or logs and look before you step to the other side. Don't just swing your leg over the top. Wear long pants and solid hiking boots to minimize the effect of a bite if it does happen. If you are bitten, stay calm and don't panic. Walk slowly away from the snake and don't try to poke or kill it. Seek medical attention, but be careful on the way. If you're bitten in an arm or a leg and have the ability, elevate that limb above your heart. Oh, I know what you're thinking, but what about sucking out the venom? That's what they do in all the Western cowboy movies to help themselves survive. Well, here is where we meet yet another misguided legend about snakes. Namely, attempting to remove the venom from a bite site just doesn't work. However, it is still a common misconception. There are even companies that sell snake venom extraction kits, like this one, designed to create a seal around the bite site and pull out the venom. The problem is, the snake venom immediately bonds to your body chemistry and spreads, and is indistinguishable from normal bodily fluids. Information on the website Quora.com states that human blood travels through the body at about 3 feet per second and circulates in less than a minute. That is probably much less time than it's going to take you to dig your backpack, find a small plastic kit, read the directions, because of course you didn't do that when you first bought it, and attempt to get a seal around the bite site. Jim Harrison states that, quote, even if you do use the kit, it is unlikely to make a difference as to whether you survive the bite or not, and is just wasting time you should be using to get to the hospital. How do you know whether a snake is venomous or not? Well, you can study the patterns and characteristics of venomous snakes, and over the years, people have done just that. Take, for example, the venomous coral snake. It has a very distinctive pattern. Stripes of red, black, and yellow appear to the length of its body. Interestingly, another common but non-venomous snake also has the same coloration, but in a different stripe order. Stripes of red, black, and yellow appear to the length of a harmless king snake. There's an old folk rhyme to help people remember the difference. Red touches yellow, kill a fellow. Red touches black, a poison lack. Many snakes also give warning signals when they feel threatened, in the hopes that the threat will leave them alone and they won't need to strike. Probably the most famous of these warning signals is this sound. The rattles at the end of a rattlesnake's tail are made of specialized segments of keratin. The buttons knock against each other to create the distinctive rattling sound when the snake holds its tail upright and vibrates it. Other warning signals may include hissing, puffing up to make themselves look bigger, playing dead, or even making some strikes that come just short of the predator. Snakes serve a very important part in our ecosystem. They are fantastic predators of both rodents and insects, helping our food crops avoid major losses and keeping many contagious diseases at low levels. Even their venom can be used to benefit people. Information on the website Biology Biozine states that one of the first medications to successfully treat high blood pressure was developed from the venom of a pit viper. Other medications developed from the neurotoxins are used in the treatments of strokes, heart attacks, and even to mitigate the symptoms of diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. There is even ongoing research with the use of snake venom in the battle against cancer. He lifted the snake out and turned to me. Hold really still, Lydia. I don't want you to scare her. Well, that won't be a problem. I'm still too scared to move. Little did I know what he was about to do. He put my greatest fear around my shoulders, left me alone, and started cleaning her tank. I saw my life flash before my eyes, and I waited to die. Where was the slimy skin, the angry snake, the hypnotizing eyes, and the death blow? All I felt was the cool, smooth skin of a tame and lovable creature. Sylvia is a ball python. She is not venomous, and I am no longer afraid of her. I even copied her lovely scale pattern and made a giant snake egg for Andrew's 18th birthday, complete with fondant mouse for a snack. I hope my serpentine speech today has helped some of your own misunderstandings about snakes wriggle away. Whether you love them or hate them, snakes are an important part of God's creation, and we should respect the balance He has provided in putting them into our world. Thank you.